What is going on, you guys? We are here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and this is the go-home show of Friday Night SmackDown before Night of Champions. And speaking of champions, coming out first, we've got the Tag Team Champions over here on Friday Night SmackDown, the Usos. And obviously, them and the MFTs are still going at it. They did defeat the MFTs at the last premium live event, Money in the Bank, to take those tag team titles away from them, but the feud is still going on. But let's go ahead and let's get to the next team, and let's see who will be opening up the match against the Usos. And already coming out next, going against the Usos for tonight to open up Friday Night SmackDown. We do have the MFTs, and all 5 men are out here. Solo Sikoa leading them out. JC Mateo, Tala Tonga, and obviously Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. All 5 men out here right now. But we're going to go ahead right now and just jump right into the first match of Friday Night SmackDown. And alrighty, Jey Uso going to start things off here tonight with Tama Tonga, excuse me. And right away, Tama Tonga running right at Jey Uso, but doesn't connect. And now Jey Uso throwing him into the corner, and now going to tag in Big Jim. And now Jay's keeping him there, and Jimmy running right at him, and a big elbow there to start things off. The Usos starting off strong. And now Jimmy Uso with the Russian leg sweep. Not slowing down. Now a kick right to the back of Tama Tonga, and now looking for the whisper in the wind, and it connects, and going right into the pin. 1. And a kick out at 1. And right now it is not looking good for the MFTs. And Jimmy Uso picking him up to a knee and went for a super kick, but got caught there. And now Jimmy Uso getting thrown into the MFT's corner. And now Tonga Loa getting tagged into the match. And now you just seen how high Jimmy just got, landing right on his back on the mat there. And now a nice leg drop. Jimmy got up pretty quick, and now Jimmy Uso smacking the taste out of Tonga Loa's mouth. And now Jimmy throwing him into the corner. Might look for a tag here, but instead Tonga Loa able to get the elbow up. And now dropping Jimmy Uso right on his back. And Tonga Loa now grabbing the head, slamming the back of the head of Jimmy Uso right into the mat. And now might be looking for a springboard move, and it's the foot sort of connected there, but he didn't connect a bunch with Jimmy, unfortunately. But an Irish whip now, and he was looking for an elbow, but it doesn't connect. And now Jimmy Uso throwing Tonga Loa over the top rope, but he does hold on to the ropes. And now Tonga Loa getting back into the ring. And Jimmy Uso picking him up to his feet. But now a kick to the midsection. And another one. And now he might be looking for a powerbomb, but Jimmy Uso doesn't allow it to happen. And now another whisper in the wind. And I think that one kind of connected. Might have overshot it a little bit there, though. And now Jimmy Uso throwing Tonga Loa back into the corner. Oh, and there must have been something said. JC Mateo, I think, said something over there. And now Jimmy Uso distracted by it. And Jimmy Uso can't let them distract him. I mean, I know there's, well, it says 2 of them out there. Solo is out here, but Solo must have went back to the locker room. But they cannot let JC Mateo and Tala Tonga get in their heads. And now Jimmy Uso going to go for the pin. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Tonga Loa. And now Tonga Loa looking to make the hot tag, and he does. And now Tama Tonga back in the match. And Jimmy Uso went for an Irish whip, but they both just connected. And now Jimmy Uso with a nice Samoan drop there. And now he picks Tama Tonga back up to his feet. Goes for an Irish whip, but it is reversed. And now Jimmy Uso dropping him with the big clothesline there. And Jimmy Uso went for an Irish whip, but it was reversed. But he got out of the way of that, and now another clothesline. And he doesn't slow down instantly, picks up Tama Tonga. And JC Mateo exposing the turnbuckle there. And the referee right away noticed it and is, oh my goodness, and a spear from Jimmy Uso. And Tama Tonga got right back up. That spear did not face him at all. And now Tama Tonga, no. Jimmy Uso able to get out of there. And now Jimmy Uso kicked to the midsection and DDT from Big Jim. And JC Mateo once again distracting Jimmy Uso. And it allows Tama Tonga to tag in Tonga Loa. And now Tonga Loa going to work on the, it looked like the throat there. He was driving the throat into the ropes, but Jimmy Uso now able to get out of that with some elbows and a big super kick, but it was caught. Jimmy Uso was looking for a big super kick and a nice power bomb there from Tonga Loa. And now Tonga Loa picking up Jimmy Uso. And what is he going for here? Oh, he's got his finishing move and a signature. Is that enough? 1, 2. No, Jimmy Uso is able to kick out of the signature. But Tonga Loa right away looking for that springboard move again, that springboard swanton, and that one is able to connect. Oh, and Jimmy gets the elbow up that time. And now Tonga Loa laid him on the rope. Now once again going right to the throat of Jimmy Uso. And Tonga Loa picking him back up to his feet. Want to go throw him into the corner, but Jimmy Uso reverses it. Jimmy Uso now hitting him once again. And Jimmy Uso now he's going to go for a power slam. And now Tama Tonga getting involved as well. Jimmy Uso is just getting distracted by those two so much. He's got to stop that or he's going to cost him this match. Oh, and Tama Tonga just grabbed at the ankle. I don't know if the referee's seen it, but I'm pretty sure he just grabbed at the ankle of Jimmy Uso. And right now, Jimmy Uso still doing what he can, and now he's going to tag in Jay. And now Jey Uso. What is he looking for here? He's telling him to get to his feet. And a big super kick from Jay. And now he's on the middle ropes. Went for an elbow drop, but Tonga Loa moves out of the way. And now Tonga Loa going for an Irish whip, but it's reversed by Jey Uso. Oh, and JC Mateo once again distracting the Usos. And those two men distracting the Usos, that's gonna cost them, I think. I mean, Jimmy and Jay have just been distracted so much by the outside interference of the MFTs. And now a pin here. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Jey Uso. And now Tonga Loa throwing Jay into the corner. And now Tama Tonga back into the match. And what are they doing here? They're setting Jay on top, and what the hell? Oh my goodness! And from that high up, that's gotta hurt. Now Tama Tonga running right at Jay, but Jay able to move out of the way. And now Jey Uso, he's got him up on his shoulders. Big Samoan drop. Jey Uso now gonna go tag in Big Jim. And Jimmy Uso back in the match. Irish whip here. In a spear. Jimmy Uso with the spear. And Jimmy Uso not slowing down. He's going to the top rope. He might be looking for that Uso splash. And he's going for the pin. 1. But Tonga Loa getting into the ring and breaking things up. Uh-oh. And Tala Tonga getting the attention of Jimmy Uso once again. And now Tama Tonga starting to make his way back to his feet. And Jimmy doesn't notice until it's too late. And now getting thrown into the corner. And Tama Tonga connecting that time. And now Tama Tonga, what is he looking for here? A kick to the midsection. And Jimmy able to get out of it. Pulls him in for a clothesline. Jimmy Uso picking him up right to his feet. Throwing him into the corner. And he's got Jay tagged into the match. And they might be looking for it. They might be looking for it. The 1D. He's stunned. Jey Uso for the pin. Is that enough to put him away? 1, 2, 3. And the Usos get the victory. And there you have it. The Usos do get the victory over the MFTs. Like I said, the rivalry is not over. We will be seeing these two teams go at it once again at Night of Champions, and it will be for the tag team titles. Excited to see how that match is going to go, but it was a fun match tonight. A lot of interference though from the side of the MFTs with Tala Tonga and JC Mateo, but in the end it wasn't enough to defeat the Usos. But we're not going to waste any time. We're going to get to the second match of Friday Night SmackDown. And alrighty, here we are. It is time for match 2 of the night. Coming out first, we've got Kalani Jordan, and got some singles action coming your way. And Kalani Jordan and Ivy Nile going to be going one-on-one tonight. This is just a match for fun, honestly. This doesn't have any stakes. Only thing this is going to do is it's going to help the winner, elevate a reason, that they deserve to eventually get a title shot in the future. That's just going to help them go up the rankings. That's all this match is for. And both of these women are very talented. Kalani Jordan always been an exciting in-ring watch, and Ivy Nile's always working her ass off to get her way to where she should be. But let's go ahead and get to Ivy Nile right now. And already coming out next, we've got Ivy Nile going against Kalani, like I said. And there you see American Made with Ivy Nile watching her go down the ring, and they're gonna follow as well. And like I said, both of these women have always been so great, in my opinion, and I think both of these women could do great things this season in the Universe mode, but we're not going to waste any more time. We're going to jump right into the second match of Friday Night SmackDown. And alrighty, there you have it. Kalani Jordan in one corner and Ivy Nile in the other, and what the... I don't know if I'm tripping, but why is Ivy Nile's hair just green in this game? Am I tripping? Nah, hold up. Now I'm actually... I'm sorry, I'm a little distracted by her hair. No, her hair... Why is her hair green? Okay, well, either way, I'm going to try not being so distracted by the color of Ivy Nile's hair, but, unless I'm just going, crazy, that is neon green, but both women right now fighting on the ropes, and what the hell? Kalani Jordan, what are you doing? Oh my goodness! A Poison Rana from the top rope! What the hell? And that's exactly why these two women are going at it right now, because both of them can do phenomenal things just like that as well. A nice springboard moonsault there from Kalani Jordan. Oh my goodness. And Kalani really bringing it to Ivy Nile right now. Sorry, I just got distracted by the hair color on Ivy Nile. That's, hopefully that's not like that forever, but Kalani either way going for a pin. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Ivy Nile. And a nice Hurricanrana there. Ivy now trying to get back in control of this matchup. And now Ivy with the Irish whip. Oh, and big German suplex there. And now doing a nice little alligator roll there. And now got the crossface on her, but finally lets her go. And Kalani gonna use the ropes to help herself to her feet. And now Ivy Nile using the ropes to go to work on the arm of Kalani Jordan. She has Kalani up on her shoulders. And oh my goodness, right to the ropes. She did the snake eyes, but did it to the ropes instead of the turnbuckle. And Kalani with some clotheslines there. And now ducking in a big super kick. And now Kalani Jordan looking good and going for the pin. Is that enough? No, a kick out at 2 from Ivy. Oh my goodness. And another springboard moonsault, and Ivy Nile realizing she needs to roll out of the ring for a moment. And Kalani might have been taunting a little too early because she got caught. And now Ivy Nile dropped her in the corner. And now digging the knee right into the throat of Kalani Jordan. Oh my goodness. And now Ivy Nile picking up Kalani to her feet. And what is Julius Creed exposing the turnbuckle over there? What is he doing? The referee noticing it at least. And now Kalani Jordan not slowing down, picking up Ivy to her feet, but Nile able to get the knee to the midsection and a quick suplex there. And now a pin in the middle of the ring from Ivy Nile. 1, and a quick kick out at 1 from Kalani, and Ivy can't believe it, but Ivy's got her finisher now. And now Ivy Nile going to work on the neck of Kalani Jordan. And now Ivy Nile waiting to decide what she's going to do next. Going to work on the arm now of Kalani Jordan. And Ivy Nile. And she went to grab the legs, it looked like, but Kalani kicked her off. And she went for a kick to the midsection, but it doesn't work. Oh, and Julius might have just grabbed at the feet of Kalani, but doesn't connect. And a running bulldog there from Kalani Jordan. And Kalani on the middle rope. Oh, and a nice arm drag there. And now Kalani with the moonsault. Kalani Jordan going crazy right now. And now Kalani, I'm not sure what Kalani is doing, but right now on the outside, Chad Gable getting involved, distracting Kalani Jordan, and Kalani's got to keep her eyes on Ivy, and she caught the hit. Ivy was going for a hit there, and Kalani caught the fist. And now Kalani, she's going to the top rope. What's Kalani looking for here? Oh my goodness, the 450 splash, but it doesn't connect. Ivy Nile gets the knees up. Wow, that would have been a hell of a move for Kalani, but unfortunately for her, Ivy Nile got the knees up on that 450 splash. Ivy Nile now running at her. Oh, and she was going for the boot, and now a moonsault, but it doesn't connect. And now Kalani getting thrown into the corner, and now Ivy Nile running at her once again, but this time it does connect. And now Ivy gonna go for the pin. Is that enough? 1, 2. Oh no, not even a count of 2. Ivy Nile now. What is she going for here? Ivy Nile has her picked up on her shoulders. What is this? She's going for that signature submission move, but Kalani Jordan able to elbow her a few times and get out of it. And now Kalani, I don't know what she was going for. I think she might have been going for a clothesline, but it doesn't work. Ivy Nile was able to get the knee up, and now Ivy Nile grabbing at the feet again, but Kalani kicking her off before she can do anything. And now Kalani Jordan with an Irish whip. And a leapfrog there from Kalani. Now goes down below. And now a Hurricanrana there from Kalani Jordan. And alrighty. Kalani with the power slam. Apologies if you can hear sirens going off. It is noon while I am making this, so my apologies on that. But either way, back to this phenomenal singles action between Ivy Nile and Kalani Jordan. And now Kalani, oh, she was going for those clotheslines again. And now Ivy Nile, oh, she's got it locked in. She's looking for that finishing submission move. Is Kalani going to be able to get out? Kalani able to get the knees up to the face of Ivy Nile. And now Kalani Jordan, oh my goodness, a sit-out DDT. And now Ivy Nile getting herself to her feet, and now Kalani Jordan, she might be looking for the split leg moonsault, and she does. It connects. Ivy is stunned. Is that enough to put her away? It is. Kalani Jordan gets the victory. What a match between Kalani Jordan and Ivy Nile here tonight on Friday Night SmackDown. Kalani Jordan getting the victory. And, I mean, Ivy Nile looked really good as well. Both women fought their hearts out. But in the end, Kalani Jordan was able to overcome Ivy Nile and the rest of American Made. Because they did try to distract her as well. But it was not enough for Kalani. So big victory for Kalani Jordan here tonight. And excited to see what she's going to be able to do for this universe mode this season. But we're going to go ahead and jump into the third match of Friday Night SmackDown. Alrighty, it is time for the third match of the night. Coming out first, we've got your Women's United States Champion. And if you remember last Friday Night SmackDown episode, she went against Candice LeRae and got the victory, and then was confronted by Zarya. And Zarya will be getting her opportunity at Sol Ruca for that championship at Night of Champions. Because, obviously, in that triple threat match for the Money in the Bank qualifier, Zarya did pin Sol Ruca. So, Zarya thinks that she should have an opportunity, and I 110% agree with that. She pinned the champion. She should get an opportunity at that championship. So, she will get her chance for the championship at Night of Champions. Alrighty, coming out next, Sol Ruca's opponent for the night. She will get to go against Zarya tonight as well. So Zarya gonna get a chance to maybe, damage Sol Ruca a little bit here tonight before the next episode, which we will be at, which is Night of Champions. So both of these women going against each other one-on-one for the first time, but they have seen each other before this universe mode, like I have said. They went against each other in that triple threat match that Zarya was victorious in. And now Zarya, she unfortunately couldn't win the Women's Money in the Bank briefcase, but instantly came right after Sol Ruca, after the match Sol had last week against Candice LeRae, and let her know that she was going to be coming for her. So we will see them going one-on-one here tonight. It is not a title match tonight, like I said, but they will be fighting for that title at Night of Champions. But let's go ahead and get right into this singles action match between Zarya and Sol Ruca. And alrighty, there it is. Sol Ruca, the Women's United States Champion. Zarya, both of these women obviously gonna do what they can to be victorious here tonight. And Sol Ruca telling Zarya, bring it, and Zarya not having none of it. And Sol Ruca going for a springboard clothesline. And now Sol going to work on the leg of Zarya right now. And I think these two are going to put on a hell of a match here tonight and at Night of Champions. So make sure you tune in to the next episode as well, because, like I said, Night of Champions will be happening. And right now we got a roll-up in the ring, but not even a count of one. And Sol able to flip it into another roll-up of her own, but Zarya kicks out. And now Zarya getting a knee to the midsection of Sol Ruca. but Sol Ruca pushing Zarya right to the ground. Zarya with the elbow. Both women going back and forth with each other and driving that knee right into the back of Sol. And now Zarya went for a stomp, but Sol able to reverse it and drop her with the shoulder tackle. And now Sol has Zarya up and putting her face first right into the mat. Sol Ruca now setting her up to a knee and dropping her there with a kick, and now going for a springboard moonsault, and it connects. Sol Ruca right now trying to keep her foot on the gas and use the speed and athleticism she has against Zarya, which is very smart. You don't want to try outpowering someone like Zarya if you're Sol Ruca. Not that Sol doesn't have the strength, but if you can use that athleticism and that speed against Zarya, you have more of a chance. And Zarya now dropping the champion on the outside of the ring with that clothesline. And now Zarya going to throw Sol back in and follow as well. Both women back in the ring now. And now Zarya with another stomp to the back of the leg of Sol and went for a third one. And now Sol Ruca, a nice springboard crossbody. And now Sol Ruca back to her feet and going to pick Zarya up as well. And Sol went to throw Zarya in the corner, but Zarya reversed it, and now a kick to the midsection, and Zarya now, what is she going for here? Oh my goodness, and now she has her picked up and sending her face first into the mat. What a move from Zarya. And now a pin. Is that enough to put away the champ? No, a kick out at one from Sol. And now Zarya picking her up, deadlifting her. And such strength from Zarya. And now a nice running power slam. And Zarya now went for a stomp, but Sol moved out of the way. And now Sol dropped her. And Sol looking for a springboard 450, and it connects. And Zarya is stunned. This is not good for Zarya. Sol Ruca looking for that Soul Snatcher, and it connects. Sol Ruca just hit the Soul Snatcher on Zarya, and now is going for the pin. 1, 2, 3, and Sol Ruca gets the victory. There you have it. The Women's United States Champion Sol Ruca victorious over Zarya tonight. Now both women have pinned each other once this season, and we will get to see them, like I said, at Night of Champions for that Women's US title. Excited to see how that match will go. But here tonight, Sol Ruca able to get back at Zarya and pin her herself. But we've got one more match for you here tonight. So we're going to go ahead and get right into the main event of Friday Night SmackDown. And alrighty, it is time for the main event of the night. Coming out first, we've got a former women's champion, Charlotte Flair. That is right, Charlotte Flair was the former women's champion here on Friday Night SmackDown, but unfortunately for her, she lost to Jade Cargill at Money in the Bank, and she will be getting another opportunity at Night of Champions for that title against Jade Cargill. So Flair not able to beat Jade Cargill at all this year. Jade Cargill's actually still undefeated, and believe that they are going to be going against each other here tonight. So Jade Cargill hoping to keep that undefeated streak going, but Charlotte Flair obviously wants to get a victory over her, especially before the premium live event. So let's go ahead and get right to Charlotte Flair's opponent for the night. And alrighty, coming out next, we got Charlotte Flair's opponent, which is the women's champion, Jade Cargill. Once again, these women wanted to get their hands on each other before Night of Champions again. Last week, obviously, on Friday Night SmackDown, both women got into it before the match had even started and knocked the referee down. And, I mean, these two are just going to be going at it. There's going to be no stopping them. You've got two dominant forces in the ring with Jade Cargill and Charlotte Flair. Both women just want to do nothing but beat the hell out of each other. But we're not going to waste any more time. We're going to get right to the main event of Friday Night SmackDown, which is once again a non-title match, but they wanted to go against each other one more time before the premium live event, so let's get right into it. Alrighty, there you see Charlotte Flair, and then Jade Cargill, the women's champion, obviously, and they are going to be going at it here tonight. And Jade Cargill right away running at Charlotte Flair, but Flair ducking. And now Flair bringing it to Cargill. And Cargill was trying to start things off by just dropping Charlotte Flair, but Flair noticed it. So unfortunately for Cargill, it did not work out. And right now, Flair is taking it to the champion, but finally Cargill able to get the elbow up, and now they're going to lock up, and Cargill using that strength to drive Flair back into the corner. And right now the referee trying to break things up and finally able to, but Cargill right away going back at Flair, and Flair throwing Cargill into the corner, and Flair dropping Jade. And right now Charlotte Flair has Jade Cargill right where she wants her, and she grabs her and throws her back into the corner. And now Flair, what is she going for here? Putting her on the middle rope, and might be looking for some kind of neck breaker, and she does. Oh my goodness, Charlotte Flair now for the pin. 1, 2, and Cargill able to kick out at 2. And Flair went to go pick up Cargill, but Cargill reversed it, and now Cargill with the knee. And now Jade Cargill trying to get back into this matchup, and now a roll-up pin from the champion. Is that enough? 1, no. Flair able to kick out at 1. And now Cargill with an Irish whip. And then she went for a big clothesline, but it doesn't connect. Big super kick there from Jade. And now a kick to the midsection from Flair. Both women going back and forth with each other. And now Flair with a nice back body drop. And now Flair in the corner. She might be looking for a spear or something. Nope. Big clothesline. And now Flair going for the pin. Is that enough to put away the champion for the pin? No, Jade Cargill kicks out at 2. And Charlotte Flair. Oh, a roll-up. Jade with the roll-up here, but a kick out at 1. And now, right to the face, the knee going right to the face of Charlotte Flair, excuse me. And now Cargill picking up Flair, but Flair with the kick to the midsection, and now Charlotte Flair. Another neck breaker there from Charlotte. And now some, oh, I thought she was going to go for more, but she just elbowed her on the top of the head. And now Flair, she's looking for the, I believe that is the natural selection, is what they call it. And now the pin from Flair. Is that enough? And Charlotte Flair defeats Jade Cargill. And there you have it, Charlotte Flair victorious and beats Jade Cargill right before the premium live event Night of Champions. So that is a huge win for Flair, and unfortunately for Cargill, she is no longer undefeated. Flair got back at Jade, and now both women have pinned each other at least once, but it will be exciting to see what these two do in their next matchup at Night of Champions. So like I said, you do not want to miss. And we do have 6 matches confirmed as of right now. We've got both men's tag team titles on the line from Raw and SmackDown. We've got Ilya Dragunov defending his IC championship against Obafemi, Braun Breaker, and Jacob Fatu for the World Heavyweight Championship. Obviously, like I just said, Jade Cargill, Charlotte Flair for the women's title, and then Sol Ruka and Zarya for that women's United States title. And we did talk about on Monday Night Raw whether or not you guys wanted to see the women's IC championship, which would be Tatum Paxley and Zelina Vega. So if you do want to see that, let me know in the comments below. or if there's another title you might want to see, because we do have one match slot open, please let me know in the comments below. Much appreciated. And I do hope you enjoyed this episode of Friday Night SmackDown, and if you did, as always, please remember to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. It means the world to me. And we will see you in the next one, as we will be at Night of Champions, and AC Entertainment is out. Peace.